morning, bonjour, my beautiful friends, my wonderful CEOs, my amazing business owners. We are here today again because we want to talk to you. And so, my name is Denise Frenette. I am a spiritual synergist. I am a transformational life coach. I've owned businesses. I've made my share of mistakes. And I am joined here with Diana Lidstone. She is an amazing business strategy coach. She's known for her work less, profit more ideas and all of that. Yes. Now, one of Diana's gifts, okay, is to, and the reason I'm sharing this is, who in the world are we to want to share our thoughts with you? And so I wanted to just, because today's an amazing topic, and right before we jump into this amazing topic, I just want to add one of Diana's gifts, okay, is to see the potential, and I don't even think potential is the right word, but anyway, see the potential in your business. And she sees things that you might not see, and she can create different, again, strategies so that you can take what you've got, okay, and what you see and bring it to, we'll call it the next level, okay? Now, one of my gifts, the soul, I am the soul. And one of my gifts is I get to see different dimensions of you. Okay.
Oh, I like that word dimensions because you really tap into another dimension.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And one of my big passions is business. I used to own my businesses. I love it. And so one of the things that I bring is, and that I want to bring is, I want to make sure we include you, that we include your family, the people you love, and that we understand that everything you do in regards to business as a CEO, as a leader, automatically involves the people that you love. Okay. So, with that said, Diana and I are here today excited about our talk. We want to talk about money.
Money.
Yeah, money. And money can be absolutely beautiful and incredible. And in the same breath, it could also bring forth stuff like, I don't know, shame, guilt, uh, uncomfortable conversations, and things like that. And that, my friends, is what we want to talk about today, and how that can affect your business.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And, the big thing that this was a learning thing for me. And if any of you here ever joined me when I hosted my own live events years ago, I had an event called Shift the Profit event. And we talked about money, and we talked about money blueprint, how you are, how all the experiences you have in your life from the ages of 0 to 7 actually imprint a blueprint about money. And, we talked about that. And I remember bringing people up on stage to talk about money and, different archetypes of money and how this impacts what we do in our businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember bringing up on stage 4 different types of, and we labeled them. We made this a game. And so I had discovered through my research and preparing for my live event that there were 6 different types of money archetypes, if you will. Okay. Now, I start with Spendy Wendy because
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I grew up with a Spendy Wendy. My mom was a Spendy Wendy, right? Like just spend the money. Didn't know whether she had it to spend, whatever it was. So Spendy Wendy is one of those archetypes. Now, as we all know, and if you're watching today, hashtag thank you so much for sharing us, hashtag live, hashtag replay. We are predominantly one of these money types. We have a mix of all of them, but there's one that is predominant, right? Somebody's given a thumbs up. So let's go quickly through them. There is Spendy Wendy. So, that's the spenders. And then there's Penny Pincher, who is the opposite of Spendy Wendy, right? Mm-hmm. And those are the people that, they are savers. They worry if they don't have enough money in their bank accounts. They worry, they have a tendency to be over dependent on numbers. They are really, really critical about their numbers, and they watch where they are spending their money. So that's, number two. And then there's somebody else who is the ostrich. I call them the ostrich. They're the avoiders, right? They go, money, what is that? It'll just happen, right? I'll have money, it'll come, whatever. They have no idea how much is in their bank account. They have no idea, for instance, their business, how much they are spending.
Right? Let me go put my head in the sand.
Yeah, exactly. They're an ostrich.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then so that's number three. And then number four, I think I labeled them the money monks, because they have in their background, and it's not their fault, but they have in their background that they don't deserve money. And so it may come from a cultural, it may come from a religious background, it may come from whatever, but they don't believe they deserve money because, they're providing a valuable service and everybody should have it, and it's okay, it's free, it's, it's all right. And I often see this with people in the healing industries. Okay. It's okay, I'll give you this because the world needs this particular thing. Mm-hmm. So those are the four that we talked about on stage, but there's also two others. There's also the high rollers, those people that just, they risk doesn't mean anything to them. They're okay. And then there's the perpetual worrier. They just worry themselves to death about money because money impacts everything that we have. So those were the 6 that we talked about. And today I still see that in individuals. It's not that, this was a fly by night, thing. We all have money blueprint. So if you're willing to share in the comments, that's okay. But I'll just acknowledge I'm a bit more of a Spendy Wendy. Okay.
Yeah. And I think I've got a big problem. I don't know. I think I have multiple personalities.
Well, we all do. We all do. But which one
is more prominent?
More prominent. And so sometimes we can see it by looking at the things that we're avoiding to do in our business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or in our personal lives.
Because it's the same thing.
Yeah. Whether it's filing your taxes on time, whether it's paying the bills or whatever it is,
that's right. So in your business, do you give out discounts all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Are you avoiding raising your taxes? Are you avoid raising your prices?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you not asking for the money?
Mm-hmm.
Are you not billing? What is it that could be, and that might be something that would give you an indication of where your money blueprint is. So,
and what to do with that.
Yes.
And so it's good to be able to really pinpoint, wait a minute. Yeah, I relate to this and I relate to that. But what does it mean? Like, and okay, so hear me out. Okay. I'm just, and a part of me wants to say, there's this part of me, and we can then categorize that as we want. And then there's this little part of me who wants to say, who cares? God. But
there we are.
I know, and there is a but. Okay. We all care, and we should care. And so when that little voice inside of me goes, but who cares, Denise? Because let me tell you where this little voice comes from. And it's an important voice, and it has its place. The trouble with these different voices, okay, or these different perceptions, concepts, whatever you want to label it, is we have to understand how to read them, okay, and where to apply and when to apply them. So when that little voice of mine goes, fuck, who cares? Why is it so freaking important? This comes from, and I do believe this, by the way, money does not define who you are, does not define your value as a human being. Okay. And I do believe that.
Yep.
With that said, okay, and I'm not saying with that said, let's forget about that. No, let's combine it. So, with that said, money is also a way that it allows you to express and experience life. There you go.
Yeah,
So
it's just a tool.
It is an absolute tool that can make or break you. It could. It could.
Yeah.
At least parts of you. Okay. And so I invite you to explore the concept of the power and beauty that money can bring. And with this guilt thing, because oh God, Catholic, was brought up Catholic. Oh, geez. Family of 6 kids, man. Woo.
Yeah.
And so, and not just because of that, but also because of the history that I have with my parents. And I go into details there's a book I'll be publishing soon. And the name of the book is More. Well, part of it. Anyway. And I addressed the shame, because as I would drive down the street, okay, where all the homeless people were, and I would drive down, and trust me, there's a part of me, I love 5 stars. I do. 5-star resorts. I love fashion. I love experience, the beauty that this world has to offer. And there I was driving, and I'm not going to go into the details of where I was driving, but there was a lot of money where I was going. Okay. And a lot of money being spent in such a way that to me, it represents a sadness, a deep sadness in today's society. So anyway, I'm driving down, and there I see homeless people who need so much. And there I am wanting more. Oh my God. Wow. And it took so much soul searching. It took so much understanding of what money is, what people are, what shame is. Okay. Shame is false. But anyway, again, a whole other topic. But it took so much for me to understand that perception of money is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have the 5-star, you can have all that, and you can make a difference. It's not a question that there's not enough money to go around. Of course not. No. It's there. It's just a matter of having a good strategy, okay, to be able to cater to it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway.
Yeah, because, as we said, money is a tool. But when it comes to business, I'm sorry, the word business implies very strongly
Mhm.
that there is an exchange of money. And business, if it is not profitable over the long term, right? It's really a hobby. So,
Yeah.
which do
So,
you want, a business or a hobby? And, when I was holding these live events, and even more recently at one of my quarterly business planning events here at the farm, we talked about money, and we got into a really deep conversation about money because it was a small group and people trusted each other. But the fact of the matter is, most people would rather talk about, you ready for this? Sex,
mhm.
taxes, and death before they would talk about money.
Yeah. And so I wonder, what is it? And I, of course, I've got my own theories and all of that. Why is it that people attach so much self-value in when they don't understand how to use the money or how to, because schools, we didn't grow up with that. I mean, this is generational. Like, we don't grow up and in grade 2 or grade 3 talking about budgeting and what to do with money and all of that. And it makes me wonder, why does there need to be such a mystery about
Yeah,
money?
exactly. And so there are some families, one of the questions I might ask somebody when we're talking about money, what was money like in your family? Did people talk about it?
Mhm.
Or did they, never talk about money because that's not right. That's
Yeah.
not the thing we do. So many people who grew up in the, I would say, 60s ish, money was, we didn't talk about money. It was forbidden to talk about it. And I'd love to hear in the comments below, what was money like for you in your family? Did they talk about it, or was it avoided? Or, were
Or was
you,
it used as leverage, or
there we
was it
are. Yeah.
used for gifting to experience something beautiful? All of
Or
these
was it a
things.
bribe, or was it,
Yeah.
or for some people, money really wasn't much of an issue. I remember some of my clients saying money was just always there.
Yeah.
And so it was always there. They had school uniforms, they had shoes, they had enough to eat. Nothing was discussed about it, but it was always there. So unfortunately, when it came to their business, they went,
Mhm.
"What do you mean I have to, look at my numbers?" No, you got to learn to love your numbers. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, those discussions about money really, really have to happen when it comes to running a business or when it comes to running your family.
Yeah.
Um,
Totally.
Here's Kim. Thanks, Kim. It was an exchange. Give you if you did so. Oh, so they would give the money if they did something. They had to work hard for money. Or how many of you heard money doesn't grow on trees? I heard
Well,
that all my life, right?
it
Money doesn't
does.
grow on trees. Who do you think we are? Rockefellers, or who do you think we are? We don't have money like that to spend. All of these things, our parents did the best they could. So we can't blame our parents. But
No.
all of these things, if you look back and if you're willing to look back and do the deep work,
Mhm.
all of these things create our money blueprint that we carry forward. And our money blueprint is created before the age of 7. Before the age of 7.
Mm. Yeah. And so this blueprint, I like okay, so you brought that in that the conversation, and she's like, "Oh no, where's she gonna go with this?" This blueprint,
Yep.
okay, and which I think might be a good word here. Um, Before the age of 7, I think is important to recognize that it is exactly that. It's a, I was gonna say just, but it's powerful. It's a
Yeah.
blueprint.
Yep.
That blueprint can be changed.
Correct. It can be, but
And
first
that's the key.
you have to become aware of it first
Yes,
to change it, right?
absolutely, because
Yeah,
that's the key. And it's the key to understanding money. It's the key to understanding relationships. It's
that's
the
it.
key to everything.
Yeah,
It's a key to understanding mindset, how to get to, again, we talk about the next level, part of
yeah.
growth, part of getting what you want and understanding why you want what you want, why you're scared of making money.
Why
But
you're
there's, yeah,
why you have trouble in your sales conversations,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Um, yeah,
So
all of
all of
these,
that can be changed.
that's right.
And
And
that's the good thing.
so we did in our quarterly planning day, I think this was in January, we did a whole thing about, what are the negative thoughts that you're hearing about money and how you can you can change those thoughts by being aware of them. And then what is your new money voice is what we called it. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, for years and years, I had to, say an affirmation, not just say it, but, look in the mirror and do the mirror work and, really believe it that what I had and what I was giving my clients was worth every single penny
Mhm.
because I was struggling in sales conversations. I was undercharging, all of those things.
And because you used the word worth, was it worth? Okay. And I've seen this post, and I'm sure everybody has, or a lot of people have, about the bottle of water and its worth. And
Yes.
so, yeah, so if you go to Walmart or wherever and buy a big freaking case of a whole bunch of bottles of water, they're worth, I don't know, 50 cents a bottle or whatever it is. I've never done
Or
the
you
little
can get
math.
it or you can get it free from the tap.
There's that as well. Okay.
Right?
Free from the tap. I
Yeah.
might be a little concerned depending where the tap is, but whatever. And then there's the bottles, and then there's the big jugs. Okay. And then if you go to a hockey game or a football game, and God knows that a little bag of popcorn is $20, you're going to pay $6, whatever US or Canadian, for that same identical bottle
Water.
of water. And the thing is, we know it.
Yeah.
We know it and we pay it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
so,
our services are no different. It's how we in business, it's how we position our services. How are they positioning that bottle of water?
and
Well,
I don't think, by the way, I gotta say something here, and some people might think, what? I don't think there's anything wrong with selling a bottle of water for $7, and there's nothing wrong with selling it for $25,
no,
25 cents or whatever. There's nothing wrong. No.
no.
And so if you want to buy a $7 bottle of water, you go right ahead.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's there. Period. It is a choice. Okay. And if you could sell the bottle, and the people that have the money and they want to give you $7 or $10 a bottle, by all means, take the money.
Yeah.
Money is fluid.
And
Money
it's
is energy and fluid.
right.
And then you take that money and you
And
could do whatever you want with it.
do something else with it. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the hotel room. So here's a question. Would you spend the night in a hotel room that was $50? Probably not. I wouldn't for the most part.
I'd want to
Or,
see it.
would I spend $500 on a hotel room? Well, maybe. Would I spend 5,000? No. I know my limits where I'm going to, spend my money, but hotel rooms and bottles of water, it's kind of the same. We all have our upper limits, our lower limits of where we're going to spend. And, that brings up life, at home. You have so much money to spend in such a way. And in your business, it's also about generating money
Yeah, it
and
is.
spending money, of course, but your business is meant to generate money.
I,
And
I want to, sorry to interrupt there, because I'm looking at the clock and I know
Yep,
time goes by really fast. And I
it
want
does.
to, and before, before we end all this and all of that, I wanted to make something really clear, because I took the analogy of the water bottle, right?
Yeah,
And I said, I don't have an issue, which I don't, on selling the bottle of water for whatever, $7, $10, whatever it is, a bottle, okay, in comparison to selling it for 25 cents, whatever. What I do have a problem with is the inability for individuals to buy the 25-cent bottle of water. Where I do have a problem is with greed, and with when people take something, they eliminate it from the ability for others to experience in it, totally eliminate it, okay, and they give it that big higher price.
right, right.
That, by
Yeah,
the way, I do have a problem with.
yeah,
So you sell it at a big price, and then whether you want to partake in a society that has more for everybody in different ways,
yep,
that's up to you.
yeah,
I know in my world, I partake in a society that experiences the 5-star. Damn right, I would pay $500 for a freaking hotel room. Oh God, if it brings the experience that I want with my
yeah,
hubby,
yeah.
then yes, I
Sure.
will also partake in a world that understands the beauty and power that money can bring for a lot of people, individual, beautiful human beings that were born in certain situations that has not allowed them to
Right.
experience beauty.
Yeah, and I think we look at, some of the I think it was a hockey player or billionaires who are somebody I just read, they I forget what the profits were from something, and it was so many million or billion, and they donated it to, create new housing, or I think it's Oprah who donates towards books and things like that. I think, those acts of generosity, I think are needed. Now we're looking at the time. Thank you, everyone, for the hearts and the thumbs up and whatever during this money conversation, which leads us to our next conversation for next week.
Mhm.
Our next conversation next week is we're going to talk a little bit about cash flow. And did you know that over 87% of businesses struggle with cash flow, and it is the number one reason that businesses fail? Cash flow. And
Yeah.
what is cash flow? Cash flow is the ability to generate money and have consistent money available for you in your business to pay team or whatever else it has, your rent, all those things.
Overhead, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
business overhead.
And
Um,
so we're going to talk about how do you generate, do you have a revenue generating plan in your business? And so that's our topic for next week, because we don't want to see anybody close their business because they don't have enough cash flow to keep it going.
exactly.
So that's where our money conversation will lead us next week. And thank you again so much for all of
Yeah.
you participating. I do want to make sure that you've got your backstage pass. I'm going to, here we are, here's the link, and I'll tell you why. Not only are there bonuses when you sign up for the backstage pass, the immediate downloads, but there's weekly reminders and upcoming, I don't have the date in front of me, but something like the 18th, we're going to do a special masterclass. Do you have that date in front of you?
I did.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think anyways, but
Anyway, when you get your backstage pass, you will get a special email inviting you to that masterclass that we are going to be doing. So make sure you, go to the link, dianalidstone.com/soul hyphen meets-strategy. I know it's long. I'm sorry.
It is. And so just go to our Facebook or LinkedIn, and because we're going to be sharing all this, just follow us, whether you follow me, follow Diana, you're going to get the information. And so information brings you to the next level. Okay. And so
wait a minute, not just information.
No, that is correct. Yes.
What do you have to do with that information?
Exactly. So
you have to implement
part, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And so join us. Oh my gosh. Go to the backstage, see what's up, see what is it. What does Diana and Denise have to share? Join us. I'm telling you, I think you're really going to love it.
Yeah.
And so I invite you to be curious.
Thank you so much. And have a great week, everybody. Are you all back at, you've had your vacations, now you're all back at your business or your life, and enjoy the month of August. And we look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same station.
Mwah.
Bye for now. Take care.